My friends did not survive the attack. Thank you for assisting. I was certain to meet my end here as well.
Fallout 4 is an interesting game because there is so much about it that I love and so much that just falls short of being awesome. Automatron, the first of several planned DLC, released recently and is a perfect encapsulation of my feelings towards the larger game. Several elements of the added content are fantastic. The ability to build and customize robots is far more fun than I expected it to be. However, I found myself sometimes frustrated by the uneven difficulty of the new enemies and the overall lack of new things to do. As I mentioned, there are several more DLCs planned, so this was never meant to be a major addition to Fallout 4. But that doesn't change the fact that I wish there was just more to it. Going back to things I liked, the overall design and name of the new enemies is fun and elevates the retro vibe of the game. I'm talking Lost in Space sort of vibes. The story, for what it is pretty good. Ada is an interesting character and seems to have genuine emotions. At first she's next to useless in combat, but with a few upgrades, she becomes practically unstoppable. The Mechanist, the antagonist of the expansion, tries hard to be funny and humorous, which didn't always work for me. Once you enter its lair, however, the character becomes more fleshed out and interesting, especially depending on how you choose to conclude the conflict. Other items of note: random groups of robots can now be encountered similar to the wandering bands of raiders or Brotherhood of Steel. There's a new faction called the Rust Devils. They hunt and kill robots and use the scrap in their armor, weapons, and construction. There's no extra map content other than the Mechanist layer itself, which, although it's bigger than I expected, it's kind of visually uninteresting. It does become nice that they added the option for you to be able to choose that as a settlement, however. Lorehounds will have plenty to pour through, but that's never been my particular cup of tea. Nothing about the base game has dramatically changed, so whatever you liked or didn't like before is still going to be there. So what is my overall verdict? Is the DLC worth it for people who didn't jump on the Season's Pass when it was cheaper? The short answer is yes, I enjoyed the game, and yes, to me the DLC is worth the cost, if only because you can create moving instruments of destruction. The more I think about it, the more I want to go back and play, and I guess that's as good an endorsement as any. However, if you are considering getting the Season's Pass versus just buying Automatron as a standalone DLC, I would say to wait until you can find the pass on sale. The new $49.99 asking price is going to really sting if Automatron is your first exposure to Bethesda's DLC plans. Then again, if you really like classic looking robots, the charm of the first DLC for Fallout 4 might win you over.